morning, Faith Lutheran. I'm Shay Turner.
And I'm Marcello Blanco. Thank you for joining us.
Stakes are high this year for the men's lacrosse.
Today we're going to be finding out what students' favorite classes
There's a conspiracy theory floating around about the authenticity of these stores.
Hi, my name is Max Blum, and this is a day in my life.
And I'm Yasha Chapman. Thank you for tuning in to the FLNN.
Today we'll be starting a new series called A Day in the Life of. A Day in the Life of revolves around remarkable students and people at school. These people have very busy and interesting lives. The broadcasting crew therefore chose to follow them around for a day. Our first Day in the Life of is directed by Maddie Despain.
I usually get the hula bowl. I like that one a lot. That's a lot of wrong stuff. That's a lot of not right stuff. Right here, I am making music, which is a pretty regular part of my day. I usually start out with my MIDI controller right here, which looks like a basic piano, but it does so much more when it's plugged into my computer back there. I've recently gotten into music production throughout high school, and I've gotten better every day that I keep working on it. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music. My name is Maxwell Blum. Don't search Max Blum because you'll find the wrong guy, and he's a worse musician than me.
Thank you, Maddie, for this great story.
Max Blum truly is an all-around student.
Our next story is directed by our very own Marcello Blanco, who did a story on Nick Murphy, who is a captain on the varsity lacrosse team.
It's about 6 o'clock right now, and I just got all my gear ready and stuff for our morning practices, so yeah.
So what's your day look like?
Woke up at 6 a.m., drove to Faith for our 7 o'clock morning conditioning. After that, I have first block with Mr. Watts for U.S. government, and then after that I go to pre-calculus. Then since it's Tuesday, no advisory. After that I have ecology, and then I go to lunch with Jimmy John's with the boys. And then fourth block I have Faith with Mr. Grebke. And then I have after school lifting with the lacrosse team, and then might have practice for Forest, might not, depending on the rain.
All right, so I just got home from practice. Probably work on homework till late at night and go to bed. So that was a day in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcello. Nick Murphy seems like he's a pretty talented guy.
Our next story is on a very important member of the Crew family. Some would even say she is the most important Crusader family member.
The next Day in the Life of is on our very own support dog, Esther. Shay reports.
Esther gets up at 4 and wakes up her big sister, and we all thunder downstairs for breakfast. And then she has some free time to play and hang out while I do my morning stuff. And then she gets her vest on and she knows it's time to go to work and loads up in the car. And then once she gets here, we just kind of both see what the day is going to bring us. And sometimes that means that she sees a lot of students, and sometimes it means that she sleeps through a lot of meetings. But she's really just kind of ready for anything. And then at the end of the day, we have a whole routine where I take her vest off and I tell her, "You made it!" And then she gets all excited and jumps all over me and runs out to the car, and then she goes home and she's just a normal dog. What has amazed me consistently about her is her ability to kind of read the emotion of people that come into my office. She'll be sleeping in her kennel, I'll have normal traffic in and out, she'll stay in there, but the minute someone comes in and is crying or is really upset, she's right out of that kennel and she's on their lap. And we didn't train her to do that. She just knows how to do it. I think my favorite thing, I love that she's here in a crisis, and I love that she's here when people are sad, but I also really love when she's kind of trotting down the hallway and she's such a mess and her hair's flopping, and I see these senior guys who are like these huge tough men just kind of melt when they see her, and I think that she just kind of has that effect on everyone. You see the mood lighten as she goes down the hall, and I think we needed that.
Thank you for unleashing that story on us, Shay.
If only there was a story that could top that.
I'm pretty sure nothing can top a story on Esther. She's top dog.
Oh, wow, that was corny. Talking about something that isn't corny, how many hugs does Mr. Fogle give out in one day?
I have no idea. 10 to 15 maybe?
I think it's a little more than that. Shane Saragosa reports more on the incredibly high number of hugs Mr. Fogle gives out in one day.
What is a normal day for you?
My schedule every day is like really variable depending on how many meetings I have scheduled, and then I also have a bunch of unscheduled meetings that happen. But usually I get in between 6:15 and 6:30, and I usually leave between 5:30 and 6. And in between, I try to get in some classrooms. I usually have quite a few meetings, and I have a lot of phone calls and emails to answer. So that's my general day. Is I'm trying really hard to work my way out of my office and be with students and teachers and around campus. But sometimes I'm stuck in my office quite a bit.
So we heard you were known for hugs. So how many hugs do you think you can give in a day?
Well, that really depends on where I am. I could give lots of hugs in a day. I think some days I probably give like 40 hugs. And other days I maybe give like 10 hugs, depending on how many meetings I have. So like on a good day, I think I hug a lot. But I just I don't know why that became like my thing. I just really enjoy people and relationships, and I end up hugging them, and I don't know, I just automatically do it. I can't even stop myself. And so it's probably a problem, but I like it. I always call myself an indiscriminate hugger. I hug everybody, girls, boys, old people, young people, kids. I just hug everybody. So it's a little bit embarrassing that it's become my persona, but I don't know what to do about it because it's just the way I am.
Enjoyed part 1 of our new Day in the Life series.
Tune in next week for part 2. I'm Yasha Chapman.
And I'm Lindsay Langridge.
God bless.